Hey friends, welcome or welcome back. My name is Shannon, and today we are going to talk about some summer books. Summer is my favorite season. I don't know why, because I know many people actually hate summer, but maybe it's because my birthday is in the summer. But I love the heat. I love the long and slow days, the languid movements. I fantasize about one day being able to take a sabbatical from work and spending an entire summer at a beach house somewhere. If and when that'll ever happen, I don't know, but I do fantasize about it quite often. And so I'm hoping these selections of books evoke some or all of these feelings for summer. Starting off strong with Summer by Edith Wharton. In this book, we follow Charity Royale, a young woman in a small New England town, as she grapples with love, desire, and her quest for independence after a passionate affair with a visiting architect. So, seems like it's giving me summer romance vibes. Just like other Wharton novels, it explores themes of social class, identity, and the constraints placed on women in early 20th century America. Now, if I know Edith Wharton, we are going to feel that summer heat, just as in Ethan Frome, we felt that winter. And I just hope that in this book, Wharton doesn't break my heart like she did with Ethan Frome. We'll see, but I know I'm going to feel the heat in this book. Next, we have The Hotel by Elizabeth Bowen, and this is Bowen's debut novel published in 1927 and centers on a group of British expatriates staying at an Italian seaside hotel. Who doesn't love summer at an Italian beach? In the balmy days of the 1920s, where could be more pleasant for a holiday than a hotel on the Italian Riviera? Filled with prosperous English visitors, the hotel offers a closed world of wealth and comfort. It also provides the stage for the display of social niceties, for passionate but unspoken love affairs, and for the comedy of the shared bathroom. With great wit and insight, Elizabeth Bowen's first novel lays bare the intricacies and eccentricities of polite society. So this sounds like a lot of fun. And I love this cover. It's just so pretty. Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. And this is supposed to be a funny story about three bros and a dog on a boating holiday on the Thames in England. It's supposed to be filled with comedic mishaps and satirical reflections on everyday life, capturing the absurdities of Victorian society. And I am all here for Victorian satire and escapism. Talk by Linda Rosenkrantz. So we've got 1960s, Bohemian Friends, summer, the Hamptons, unfiltered gossip. I mean, what more could you want in a book? From what I understand, this book is actually based on the author's recorded conversations that she had with friends, and then she turned it into a book. It's the summer of 1965, and Emily, Vincent, and Marcia are at the beach. All three are ambitious and artistic, all are hovering around 30, and all are deeply and mercilessly invested in analyzing themselves and everyone around them. The friends discuss sex, shrinks, psychedelics, sculpture, and S&M in an ongoing dialogue where anything goes and no topic is off limits. So that sounds like a lot of fun. The Summer Book by Tove Janssen, and this is translated from the Swedish by Thomas Thiel. In a series of vignettes, we are following the relationship between a young girl named Sophia and her grandmother as they spend the summer on a remote Finnish island. And through observations of nature and life, the story explores themes of aging, grief, and the bond between generations. The grandmother is unsentimental and wise, if a little cranky. Sophia is impetuous and volatile, but she tends to her grandmother with the care of a new parent. Together they amble over coastline and forest in easy companionship, build boats from bark, create a miniature Venice, write a fanciful study of local bugs. They discuss things that matter to young and old alike: life, death, the nature of God and love. On an island, thinks the grandmother, everything is complete. This just sounds lovely. It really does. So I am looking forward to reading this. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Now, this is a bit of an outlier for me because generally I am not a huge fan of contemporary romance. And I can't actually remember why I picked up this book and why I have it in my collection, but it could be something easy to read if I ever make it to the beach this summer. In this book, we are following Nora Stevens, who is a sharp-tongued literary agent who unexpectedly reconnects with her professional rival, Charlie, during a summer vacation with her sister. And Charlie is a brooding book editor from the city. And so the tagline of this is "One summer, two rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming." So who knows, it could be fun. I'll report back. Bitter Orange by Claire Fuller, and this is set in the summer of 1969, and we are following Frances, who is a socially awkward woman hired to survey the gardens of a decaying English manor. She then becomes entangled with a glamorous couple, Peter and Cara, who are living below her. So as she observes their tumultuous relationship and indulges in their hedonistic lifestyle, Frances discovers unsettling truths leading to a tragic event that forever alters their lives. So this sounds mysterious and hot and languid and sexy. So I'm definitely very intrigued by this one. And the blurb on the front says, "A twisty, thorny, darkly atmospheric page turner about loneliness and belonging." Summer Heat by Defne Suman, translated from the Turkish by Betsy Göksel. And this book is a dual timeline novel that intertwines the life of Melike, a 40-year-old art historian in Istanbul, with flashbacks to her childhood during the 1974 Turkish invasion of Cyprus. 1974, Melike should be happy. School is shut and her parents have stopped hosting parties for their rowdy political friends. But she's scared. She can tell from her parents' urgent whispers about prison, invasion, and military coups that Istanbul is changing. So when the family relocate to a quaint village in the south, Melike is hopeful life might get better. And for a while, it does. But then her beloved father disappears. 2003, nearly 3 decades have passed, and Melike has done her best to move on. But despite her successful career as an art historian and a husband who adores her, she has always felt a lingering discontent. When she meets mysterious and extremely handsome stranger Petro, Melike feels her fortunes changing. But Petro isn't who he says he is, and when Melike uncovers his true identity, she also lays bare a lifetime of family secrets. Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, and this is another dual timeline novel. So this is set in both 2020 during the COVID pandemic and in the 1980s. So we have Laura Nelson, a former actress turned cherry farmer, recounts to her 3 daughters the summer she spent at a Michigan summer stock theater company called Tom Lake, when she had a passionate summer romance with a now famous actor. So he obviously wasn't famous at the time. And as Laura's story unfolds, her daughters gain new insight into their mother's past, leading them to reevaluate their own lives and relationships. You know, as much as we don't like to admit it, our parents had lives before us. Tom Lake is a meditation on youthful love, married love, and the lives our parents led before they were our parents. It explores what it means to be happy even when the world is falling apart. And last, we have The Summer Before the War by Helen Simonson. Simonson is the author of the Hazelbourne Ladies Motorcycle and Flying Club that I read earlier this year and really enjoyed. I will link my review to it. While Hazelbourne focused on the time period in England immediately after World War I, This story focuses on the summer of 1914 before the outbreak of World War I. And in this book, we are following Beatrice Nash, a 23-year-old orphaned woman who arrives at the coastal English town of Rye to teach Latin at the local grammar school. Just by doing this, Beatrice is challenging social norms and expectations for women. Women generally were not taught Latin. That was something that was taught to men. So just the fact that she knows Latin and is coming to teach it is going to be very interesting. Beatrice has to navigate small town life, class dynamics, and budding relationships, all while war looms and threatens to disrupt the tranquility of the community. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to like this. I really did enjoy the Hazelbourne Ladies Motorcycle and Flying Club, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to like this. So that is it. 10 books for summer. So have you read any of these? Let me know. I am actually really excited to read all of these. Usually if I put a seasonal selection together, I've usually done it so far in advance so that when the season comes, I'm like, meh, I'm not interested anymore. But now we're in summer. I've put this together now. I want to read all of these like right now. And I think I know what I'm going to start with. I definitely want to read Summer Before the War, Summer Heat, and Bitter Orange. So we'll see what I get to, but I'm going to start with the Summer Before the War. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.